Oh, good evening. Welcome to another riveting edition of The Ghost and the Goat. I am your host, Buddy Thayer. I'm the paranormal guy. I'm the paranormal side of things here on The Ghost and the Goat. This show was originally designed, and it will go back to that one day, a full hour of paranormal, followed by a full hour of sports. While I'm waiting the return of my co-host, Bams, who's in the, I have a comment, who's currently in the, okay, all right, there's one. While, I'll be with you guys in a second. While I am well, he's currently on hiatus. Next week I'm gonna have a full on hour of sports, hour of paranormal. It's gonna be a very special show next week. More about that later, of course. What am I gonna say? All right, so tonight is election night, of which you see that I voted. Oh, shit. See that? See, I voted. I'm not gonna tell you what that's shit. That's enough about that. This show is not about the election. This show, I'm not going to do any election coverage whatsoever. This is going to be purely the paranormal. This show is very special because I'm having on another medium. I've had this woman on before. She was a guest about 6 weeks ago. We did a little chit chat, if you will. Got a wonderful opportunity to pick her mind. She's not yet on yet, but I have time to talk anyway because I'm going to do a little bit of sports first. What you guys have to, which kind of like interweaves with the paranormal because there's weird shit that happens in sports. Like, wow, is that like coincidence? Did that like that 2004, Boston? Was that like a mirror? Was that like an act of like a curse or a non-curse or I don't know. I digress. But anyway, we can talk a little bit about sports first, and then we're gonna bring in. We have our medium Kristina Marie. She's gonna wicked. Okay, I'm sorry. She's gonna come on in a few short minutes, and we're gonna bring on one person after another, one guest reader after another. Kristina knows none of these people. She came on earlier in the year. She came on back in June. She gave a reading to like 5 or 6 people. Every one of these people were like, dude, she was like on point with everything. I'm sitting there like, is she okay? And she was like, people would text me like, wow, dude, she was awesome. Like, holy shit, really? Okay, great. I had the privilege of doing like a ghost hunt, if you will. I took this woman and another lovely medium, Sarah Gagdy, La Chat Noir, if you're interested in wonderful mediums, not just Kristina. We went to this lovely building that it's going to be the subject of next week's show. More on that, of course, later. And we did like a paranormal thing. And after that, I had so many like wow experiences with this woman. I'm like, I got to have her on the show more. I got to do more. I got to bring her to the people and bring the people to her. So that's what tonight's show is all about. After we talk sports really briefly. So paranormal and sports. Let me just talk really quick about something that I did not expect. That made my day today. This week in sports, the New York Yankees, of course, last week they fell to the LA Dodgers in the in Game 5 of the World Series. And while they finally showed up, while Aaron Judge finally learned how to like take a bat into the ball game with him in Game 4 and how to actually swing the bat and hit balls with it, it was not enough, and the Yankees fell. And it was a lovely fall. And it's always good to see the New York Yankees fall right on their face. Other than good, other than that, good news in baseball. The only really news I have coming from baseball today is the Red Sox right fielder, Wilyer Abreu. He's a rookie. He's one of the best defensive outfielders in baseball in 2004, and now he has the hardware to back it up as he was awarded the American League Golden Glove. He beat out people like Joe Adell of the Angels and Juan Soto of the New York Yankees. Once again, the Red Sox are triumphant in having the better player, and even though we didn't finish out of 4th place, whatever, it's all relevant. We have these he's a kid, he's a rookie, he's going to take us places. I'd see it happen. It's probably paranormal. It's probably not going to happen. I'm just going to wallow in misery and baseball failure for the next few years. Getting into football. Speaking of I don't know, interesting times. Excuse me, let me take a sip. Oh, that's delicious. This is a fine. I had the absolute pleasure of traveling up to Buffalo, New York this weekend, and I got some of their good beers. This is Double Dan. It's a Citra. It's a Warhorse. This is not a beer show. I have a beer show on the Check out at Three Dudes Brews for more beer stuff. But anyway, this is that's what I got this awesome beer when I was in Buffalo. I traveled to Buffalo to watch my Miami Dolphins. I thought they would get completely slaughtered, but again, something else paranormal here. The Dolphins showed up in Buffalo and they came to play, and they kept up with the Bills the whole game, and it was like, wow, these guys are like, wow, they're playing some football, and I could talk shit for like the first time like ever all year long, and I did, and in Bills amongst the Bills mafia, I screamed wide right, I screamed fins up the entire game. It was a great game, but in the end, unfortunately, the Bills did not kick it wide right as they normally do in the ending of every major football game. Um, they kicked it wide center. I mean, wide right down the middle, 61 yarder. Tyler Bass put one over on my Dolphins, and my Dolphins went 2-6. The chances of us making the playoffs at the end of the year are paranormal, but indeed, but weirder shit has happened in the NFL. Speaking of weird shit happening in the NFL, Thursday night we start the weird shit off with Cincinnati Bengals. They traveled to the Baltimore Ravens. By the way, last few weeks. Last week I won 12 games. The week before that I won 13. So maybe Buddy knows what he's talking about a little bit in these parlays. But usually I just go for the money line. So yeah, I'm going for the win or lose. I'm not really even like challenging you with the points or anything or any like big bucks stuff like that. It's just like win or lose. So here we go, really quick, running through this really quick because we got quite the bevy lined up this evening. Cincinnati is taking a decent offense, and they're traveling to division rivals, the Baltimore Ravens, who there's nothing unusual. There's nothing paranormal about these guys. These guys are all that in the bag of chips. Well, they got beat up by Cleveland like a few weeks ago, which was weird. I don't think they're gonna take it. I don't think Joe Burrow is gonna. Maybe Joe Burrow will take it to the house, but his defense with them not in place, Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, he's gonna give it to what is his name, Henry, and yeah, they're gonna run all over and throw all over the Bengals. I go Baltimore all day. Sunday we kick off things wrong in Germany. Don't even wake up for this game. Don't even bother to get up because even if you're a New Jersey Giants fan, they're playing the Carolina Panthers, who are absolutely terrible. I take the Giants all day, and I'd hit the snooze button, but I'll be at work anyway. But I'm not gonna. I'll go for a walk. I'll go out for coffee with the boys. I'm not gonna watch. This game is in Hamburg. Half those people don't even know what football is. Yeah, I'm sorry we sent you this terrible, awful game, but that's the first game of the week on Sunday. So pick the Giants. Another terrible game is going to be played by the New England Patriots, who might have found their. I heard like Tom Brady's name mentioned a few times this weekend because Drake May led them to like this fourth, which I didn't see it because I was in Buffalo, but this fourth quarter comeback and they almost did it against the Tennessee Titans, who are terrible. Chicago's terrible also, but if you pick anything in this game, I would go New England only with the point spread because they given 7 points, and Chicago is terrible. They're not gonna. It's gonna be a closer game than that. Pick New England with the points with 7 points. The Buffalo, another team you can pick is Buffalo. Buffalo is pretty dominant. Josh Allen is pretty good. If you happen to be in Baltimore, this game's going to be in Indianapolis, which they're terrible. They benched their starting quarterback for Joe Flacco, who's he's pretty old. He's been in the NFL for a while. Buffalo's just going to run all over them. If you happen to be in Buffalo though, and you want really, Buffalo is one of the things they're known for is that the Buffalo wings, ironically enough. And I had the absolute pleasure of going to the O'Neill's Inn. It's right across the street from Highmark Stadium. I went there Saturday night with my guy Harry. Big cheers to Harry Kaus and Nicole Kaus from Bills Mafia for hosting me this weekend. That was awesome. It was an awesome game, despite us losing as usual. And I had some really great wings at O'Neill's Inn. Of course, I had the Buffalo Blue, which was really good. Also, Harry had the everything wing. It was like garlic parmesan and sriracha and like it just about everything and buffalo and barbecue. It's mouthwatering just thinking about it. If you're in Buffalo, they have really great food. They just have a really shitty team. No, they have a really good team. They have a really awesome fan base too. Just really good people. Really happy-go-lucky, not throwing ice balls at me like in New England. It's like really nice people. Just fun-loving Bills fans who try to jump through. They actually do try to jump through tables and Yeah, no, it's just cold weather, I guess. Speaking of cold weather, Denver takes a team to Kansas City. Kansas City gets better and better by the week. They're still undefeated. Somebody please beat them. My 72 Dolphins, this is all we have to hold on to, is the fact that we were undefeated and won the Super Bowl. No team has done it since. The Patriots almost did it, but they lost the Super Bowl. So go Denver. Honestly, I think this is a big point spread. I would take Denver. Denver has been showing up a little bit more. Kansas City could barely get it done against Tampa Bay last night. I think Kansas City is going to win, but maybe with the point spread, go with Denver. Atlanta is good. They're doing well. They keep rolling along. New Orleans looked like crap yesterday. They lost. They lost Olave. Derek Carr started, but it looked terrible. Yeah, the team fell apart. Atlanta is rolling on all cylinders right now. I would go money line with Atlanta. This is going to be a good game, probably the game of the week. San Francisco comes back from a bye week. We're told Christian McCaffrey is going to come back, and that kid can run up and down the field all day. Tampa Bay, while Baker Mayfield looked almost Tom Brady-esque in Tampa Bay last night, it just wasn't enough to hold on and beat the Chiefs. With McCaffrey, I don't see it happening either. I mean, he's having some good, maybe, but I think San Francisco is going to take this. Big news in Pittsburgh. They were able to grab up who they get. What's his name? Mike Williams from the Jets after that jerk face. Aaron Rodgers called him out on TV. He went and got rid of him because Aaron Rodgers is now the general manager and the head coach of the Jets. And yeah, he traded him to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has got a pretty solid defense and he got a pretty solid offense. They go into Washington this week. Another game of the week. Well, Washington's offense is on fire with that rookie quarterback, Jalen Daniels from LSU. They really don't have a great defense. They did go after Ladius, some cornerback kid who's really good. I forgot his last name. I don't think it's going to be enough. Pittsburgh's going to lay it on. Watt is going to lay it on this kid. It's going to be like a welcome to the NFL tackle party. I'd go Pittsburgh either way, points or money. Minnesota travels to Jacksonville. The high school team up the road could travel to Jacksonville and do what Minnesota is going to do to Jacksonville this week. Don't pick Jacksonville. They're terrible. Pick Minnesota. The Tennessee Titans, who are awful, barely beat the New England Patriots, the worst team in football. Travel to LA. LA's getting better. They're just not great at scoring touchdowns. I think LA is going to put it together at home and defeat the Tennessee Titans, a team that's not going to put it together this year. Even more so after yesterday, after losing their starting quarterback. Here we go, Dak Prescott. The Dallas Cowboys continue to sink into the earth, and it's more and more gratifying for me to watch week by week. Pick Philadelphia all day. The Eagles are going to EAGLES. Eagles are going to fly high, and especially over rival Dallas, who it's just more and more fun to see Jerry Jones lose by the week. So yeah, pick Philly all day. Another team I like to watch lose is the New Jersey Jets, who is completely controlled by Aaron Rodgers and his ego. I hope that he travels to Arizona and they got a pretty good offense. I mean, they got nothing for a defense, so that might be a shootout. The Jets, I don't know. Maybe pick the Jets. Maybe pick. I'd like to see Arizona win. My heart's going with Arizona, but my head's saying pick New Jersey. I don't know. Do what you want to do. The hell with Aaron Rodgers. Detroit is traveling to Houston. Detroit is rolling on all cylinders. They're scoring massive points. They destroyed the Green Bay Packers at home in the rain. They're going to take it to the house in Houston. I think Detroit all day. And the Monday night game, my 2-6 Miami Dolphins. Tua played a hell of a game yesterday, though. He brought it into Buffalo. He played hard. He went concussion free. He ran the ball. I almost shit myself. Miami's got a decent running game. If Mostert could have held on to the ball, and Poyer could have not laid that personal foul helmet on helmet hit after the play was over and cost us like 40 yards, we probably would have won that game. But we're going to go to LA. I'm going to say this is going to be the paranormal news of the week. You heard it here first. Miami's going to win straight out, and we're going to go in the playoffs. I'm going to go back to Buffalo. I'm going to take. I don't know. They're going to lose. They're just terrible. LA is looking good. Puka Nacua, it might be out. Their wide receiver Cup is going to be in. Miami's secondary is kind of beat up. Go Dolphins. Fins up. That's all I got to say. Thank you, Buffalo. It was a lovely, lovely time, and I look forward to going back again. So, the whole reason why everybody else tuned in this evening wasn't to hear me talk about wall in my own misery about my Miami Dolphins. Tonight, I have a very special show. I bring back a very not bad. I said 15 to 20 minutes. It's just under 20 minutes. Pretty good. She was on our show before back in June. She gave great, unbelievable readings. We had her for 6 weeks ago. I can pick her brain a little bit, and last minute I'm like, hey, I need to. And she's like, hey, well, let's do this. So I am welcome back to the show again. The talented and lovely Kristina Marie.
What's up, Buttercups?
Hey, how you doing tonight? You ready?
Good, how are you?
You good to go?
Oh, I'm ready, Freddie. I'm good.
All right, good. I have nothing to add. So, is there anything that you do? Actually, I do want to add one thing. Is there anything that you do? You're coming home. I got to be on this guy. I got to be on this guy's podcast where he's messing with his mic. And is there anything that you do to prepare yourself to maybe ground yourself or to hear the spirits more clearly? Or is there anything you do to prepare?
Well, I do center myself. I do take a few minutes and, do some breathing exercises and ground myself. I don't know if you just saw me playing around with an incense stick and my tarot cards, but this is some patchouli amber, which is one of my favorites. And I do it depending on, my energy and what I feel is right. I'll pick a different whatever. Cleanse my space, I'll cleanse my cards, and it helps set the mood for me. I do put up in my own mind like a protection circle around me, because as I channel spirit, I'm quite literally like an open channel. So I only want to let in who
Right.
I want to let in. And, there are people on the other side, spirits and whatnot, that I do work with for my own protection. So I do call them in and ask them to help me out with, what we're about to do right now.
Right.
Because spiritual protection is just as important as everything else,
Nice, awesome. I'd like to. Hey, how you doing? I'd like to encourage anybody in the chat room, if you're watching on the Get Haunted site or the Van Down by the River, you can of course comment as these lovely people are doing. Good morning, Damien, coming to us from the UK. And you can chat throughout the session. I'm gonna pull myself back down. I'm gonna sit back and have a few beers. I'm gonna bring in our first guest, Reedy. She's a lovely girl. She's investigated with me before. I've known this girl for a number of years. She's a lovely girl. Welcome to the show. Holy shit. Kim. No, wait. Kim. There she is. Sorry, go ahead, Kim. I'm up.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Good,
I'm good, thanks. Okay. Oof. Strong energy I get from you already, and I feel like my heart is like pounding out of my chest. So I'm not sure if like
nervous today.
yeah. I was gonna say, why don't we take a deep breath and just kind of center ourselves, kind of ground ourselves for a minute, because there's nothing to be nervous about. Okay, anything that comes through is for your highest good. It's because you need to hear it. Okay. All right.
And I'm open to any messages from the other side as well.
Okay, so I'm actually getting an animal spirit coming through for you right now. It's a feline. It's a cat. Okay. Ooh, your heart's pounding again, huh? Yeah, we're getting a little kitty cat, and this one's really cute. I don't want to say this is like a black and white cat, kind of fluffy, really cute. Oh my goodness. I want to say he coming strong into masculine energy. Okay. This kitty cat, I don't know if I'm not sure if you celebrate like Halloween, you make like an altar, you put the pictures up and things like that. But the cat's showing me like a picture, or you like interacting with something that belonged to the cat, or something that was sentimental to you and the cat. Okay. And the cat, all right. And the cat is also showing me it laying with you, like just coming up and snuggling with you, especially in times of stress and worry and anxiety. Okay. Like, I don't know if like sometimes that heaviness you feel on your chest, is him coming to like heal you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when we are upset, our cats, our animal, especially our cats, will come and they'll lay on our chests. And they'll start to purr, at a frequency that really does heal and open up the heart space. Okay. So this is what you're gonna feel. You would feel that often. It's not always just the heaviness of the anxiety. It is at times, especially when you're laying down, him coming and snuggling with you. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I'm dropping it. I gotta set up a little desk for myself. So change is upon us. Okay. Transformations are needing to happen. I think you are recognizing this. They're telling you to just take the action, just go for it, okay? Because we have our death card, and death just stands for endings and new beginnings. And what stands out the most is that monarch butterfly, okay, which is really significant for that transformation, okay? And it's funny too because I mentioned talking about setting up like an altar and stuff. What's coming to mind is like that Disney movie, like Coco, where they set up the ofrendas and then it brings in the spirits on Halloween. And monarch butterflies is something big in that culture, which represents that death and rebirth and that transformation. So I'm not sure if any of this is significant to you somehow, or why we're mentioning this specific type of activity, but here we go, right? So lots of changes and transformations, which is bringing forth a new beginning. Okay. But this is definitely, you're ready for this. Okay. I'm not sure why we're doubting ourselves. Okay. But you're ready for this. And like whatever risk is involved is so worth taking. Okay. And you've acknowledged this. Okay. But for some reason, we feel like you I don't know if you're still fighting, but you fought for this. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Like you fought for this opportunity, you fought for this beginning, you fought for this to happen, and now it's here. But for some ungodly reason, there's some doubt. There's like, I don't deserve this. What is going on? Like, what did you fight so hard for, babe? Like, I'm getting such chills, like a bucket of ice water being dumped down me right now. Okay. You need to just build like all this yellow in this card, this new beginning. Okay. That's solar plexus and throat chakra with the blue. That's speaking your truth and standing out and taking that risk. Okay. That confidence. You built that from the ground up. Go for it. Okay. Don't hold yourself back because that's what's happening right now. You're holding yourself back. Nothing is stopping you but you. All right. You got this. Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Look at this. And it's funny because I wanted to pick up a different deck, and the card I pull up is the golden opportunity card.
Uh-huh.
Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. I didn't even need to shuffle the deck, but we're gonna, okay? Like, it's time to go, babe. It's time to, like, I don't know if this is quite literally something that's going to involve you movement or moving or traveling, but it's time to go, okay? Okay, so this card here is called the Guiding Children card. All right. The phrase on the card is you are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. I'm not sure if that's specific or relatable to everything that's going on here, but like they really want you to tap into that imaginary, that inner child, and really get in that nitty gritty, if that makes sense to you.
It
Okay.
does.
The healing is the important part. Okay, especially when it comes to the children and our youth and our society. Okay. because a lot of these kids have signed up for this healing journey. Okay. They're kids. They don't understand this, but this is a big spiritual concept on a whole different level. But they have signed up for this healing journey, and you're meant to be a part of that. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, very much so.
Okay. All right. Cool. Do you have any questions?
No, I'm just just listening and just going with the flow.
Okay. All right, buddy, you got to
There
tell me when to stop then.
are there anybody else like on the other side that is coming through at all for any messages?
So, all right, I didn't mean to drop that, but we're going to talk about it. Oh, that's so awesome. All right. Oh, we're going to talk about it. So, I do have a feminine energy that's coming through. Um, this person, this person has blonde hair. Okay. Tall and thin, but not like really tall. I'm 5'5", okay? So just to give you an idea. Slightly taller than me, okay? Um, did you ever remember like in the 90s, like you got that hairstyle called like the Rachel?
Oh yeah.
Okay, like she's kind of like rocking like kind of a hairstyle similar to that, but a little longer, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. And this person is very protective. She's very strong-willed, and she doesn't really like putting herself out in the spotlight. She's like very reserved. Does that make sense? So I'm how do I describe this? I know what it is. It's like, okay, so they're like these like little carvings. They're like collectibles. I think they're like willow tree or something like that, right? And they have like no faces and stuff, and they come in all different things. But she's specifically showing me like an older person and a younger person kind of together, right? In one little statue, but it's like one of those willow tree or willow something willow carving, but it's not like made of that. I think it's ceramic or something. It's not an actual wood carving. It's made of something else, but it looks like it was hand carved. It's really cute. And excuse me, there's no faces painted on there. Does that make sense to you? And there's like an older person and a young, like almost like a mother and a child. You know what I mean? As she's showing me that. Not sure the significance of that, what it is to you. I hope you understand what it is I'm trying to describe, because I don't know how else to describe it. Okay. Spirit, just so you understand, show me pictures sometimes. Sometimes they speak words. That's not as common as the pictures and the videos and the images that they show. Um, Sometimes I understand, like I have my own meaning with spirit on what they show me, and sometimes I have no clue. So like this willow tree like image, I have no clue what that is. So I hope it resonates with you. If not, take it with you somewhere. Talk about it. You know what I mean?
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Okay.
Do you
3
think maybe
minutes.
as far as like the child healing, would it be in reference to that, like a mother-daughter?
Absolutely could be in reference to that, because that's what it looks like to me. It looks like that idea, that relationship. Okay. So like this message, maybe she's saying that this message is coming from her. Okay. Whomever this person is. Okay. I'm not sure. I hope you know who she is just by me describing the information she gave me. But she is definitely very much so. Oh, she's very reserved. She's like, I don't really want to talk about myself. Like she does not want to talk about herself right now. So, all right, I'm gonna keep pulling because we only got a few more minutes because she's got more things to say. All right, I know. All right, so like whatever is going on around the household, you need to start delegating and asking for help. Okay? Because quite literally the cards that came out was home and start delegating. Okay? Your household situation is improving either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. And then start delegating, ask others to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. So you need that shift that we're talking here is this. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So things are definitely improving, but you're not, I mean, you're powerful as our sorceress, but you can't do everything. You're not Wonder Woman. You know what I'm saying? It's not good. It's not, you got this. You can ask for help. Okay. And then with the sorceress as our bottom of the deck, you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. These new opportunities that you have being presented before you should be absolute examples of that. All that hard work is manifestation. Okay. Um, And I'm not sure because this is the goddess Rhiannon. That's her card. Okay. I don't know if like you're a Stevie Nicks fan because now she's quite literally playing the song in my head. Rhiannon, right? I freaking love Stevie Nicks personally. Okay. But she wants you to just really tap into that like other side of you. You know what I mean? That more spiritual vibe that you kind of like keep hidden behind closed doors. It's okay to be more authentically you.
Sense.
Okay. Did we go over?
Yeah, yeah, that's about time.
Okay.
If you Kim, we got time, Kim. If you because I had one person drop out, so Kim, if you got like a couple questions you want to ask, you're good. If not, we can move on to the next.
No, I don't have any questions, but it's totally up to you guys. If there's anything else.
She's like, give me more. Well, I do have an event coming up on December 13th. You should come and check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, definitely. Where's it at?
Cumberland, 7 Cray Street
Oh,
in
okay.
Cumberland.
Right here. Here it
Hey,
is.
see,
Oh, okay.
there it is.
Perfect. Definitely.
Awesome.
All
Check
right.
it out, Kim.
Thank
Go
you
there.
so much.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
Thank-
So Kim is my stepsister-in-law, I guess you could say. She's my wife passed away in 2019. It was her stepsister, and just a wonderful person. Almost everything you said to this girl, I think it was pretty good. I think it was pretty good. Especially that beginning about her new beginnings and all that stuff. I'm like, I was making faces the whole time. So yeah, she's a good girl. All the best luck there. She's just starting a new business. So best of luck. She does some culinary stuff. She does some gardening stuff. She puts them two together.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, she's an awesome, and she's worked with kids for years. And she has a son who's awesome. And she just does awesome things. She's a sweetheart. So I'm glad she got a good reading. And speaking of readings, I got my next. Speaking of sweethearts, our next guest readee. I had the absolute pleasure of working with this girl for a very short time, and she's just like you get a vibe from somebody. It's like, oh, this girl's got it. This girl's got something. But I saw the but she was. I made a post about you a couple weeks ago, and she's like, oh, what's this? Like, I want to check out her site. Da, da, da. I'm like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm having her as a guest on my show. I'm like, you want to stop in for a quick reading, maybe see what she's all about. So yeah, my next guest is her name is Sarah, and she's from the same area I think you're from. So it wouldn't be a bad hookup. Anyway, here's Sarah. Here's her name. Here she is. I'm going to show up now. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to
Hey,
the show.
Hi, Kristina.
how are
Hey, can you hear
you?
me?
I can. Can you hear
Good. How
me?
are you?
I'm
I
fantastic, darling.
can.
Awesome.
Mhm.
All right. So, question for you before we start. Is there something specific you want to know about right now?
Is there something specific I want to know about right now?
Yeah. Or you just want to see what
Um,
spirit wants to say?
I like the vagueness of that. Um, Honestly, I'd like to see. I'd like to see what spirit brings. There are several things in my life right now that are up there. See what spirit has to say.
Okay, see, like I feel like I got like a feisty aunt vibe thing coming on here right now. Okay, we have a feminine energy coming through right now, and she was hoping you were going to say this. Okay, she was like, "All right," she asked for it, so I'm just gonna prepare you. And when I say aunt vibe, because I feel like this is definitely somebody who was a little bit older than you, definitely within your family. Okay, um, but this is somebody like she joked around. Okay, she was like very spunky. Okay, like I love that. Like I don't use that word very often. That one's got spunk. Okay, and she was so. ah, she kind of reminds me of like a mixture of Marilyn Monroe, not the way she looks, but the way she acts. Okay, and like Betty White, like so different opposite ends of the spectrum, but fits together so well. And she's so like full of life. It's kind of crazy. Okay. Like she's like, you don't, she's like, I used to run circles around people in my day, right? And like, I feel like she had like the tiniest little feet at one point, maybe towards the end of her life. And she was just like, I would run circles. But like, this lady is awesome, okay? And she's been wanting to talk to you um, because you have been going in circles lately, okay? You've been losing your faith, she says. And like this is faith, like faith in the world, faith in humanity, faith in self. Okay, like you're questioning your spiritual beliefs, like you're just kind of like, what's the point, why are we here, I don't wanna. Okay, and she's like, she's giving up, we can't have this, oh no, oh no, no, no. So like the first card that we have come out was faith. Okay, and we had passion, we had divine consciousness, and we had seeing. And if you notice, there's a lot of purple here. That's all this. Okay, we're going to talk about chakras for a minute. Okay, everybody's got them. And we're talking about your third eye and your crown chakra. And these are the chakras, the energy portals within our bodies, okay, that dictates these things, our faith, our beliefs, okay, our beliefs within ourselves, within others, or what have you. Okay, and when these are a little out of whack, we're going to be like a little out of whack. You might have things like headaches, migraines, okay, maybe even things with like the ear, the nose, even stuff like here. Excuse me. Or even like the tension down into the back of your neck and into your shoulders, maybe developing like one of them like humps in the back type of thing, full of stress. This is all part of these chakras being off balance, right? And she really wants to talk about when you have faith and when you have hope and when you have something to believe in, and it could be anything that speaks to you, now is the time for you to actually start diving in and doing some research and learning about new faiths and new beliefs, because you don't have to follow any one particular faith. It's what feels right to you, because something is going to ping within you. And I'm not talking about religions. I'm talking about practicing a way of life that feels right to you. Okay. Following your passions and going for the things that excite you. Start there. Okay. And I feel like that's part of the problem. We're just like, nothing's exciting me right now, right? Like, the things that used to excite you just aren't what they used to be. And that's okay. But Spirit's saying, like, in spite of whatever money issues we have going on right now, we need to start finding other ways and get creative. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, let's not throw them on the floor, please. So I feel like we're going to have some truth coming out around a specific type of situation. Okay. So this, I feel like, might be something different, but a contributing factor to this lack of faith. Okay. We have a King of Pentacles that came out in the reverse, right? This is somebody who is not very dependable. Okay. They came across as kind of loyal, but like not. No, everything they put forward was like a facade. They put themselves forward as somebody who can really take care of themselves as well as you and really be able to nurture you in the way that you needed. But it was not what it was not what it was. You know what I mean? It very quickly became something different, or at least your insides were telling you such. Okay, your intuition was like, this isn't right. There's something not right about this. Like, this doesn't feel real. And you need to follow and listen to that feeling. Okay. If the truth hasn't already come out with the Seven of Swords in the reverse, because that's your, sneaky business card. You're having your cake and eating it too type of stuff. I don't care what I'm going to get, what I'm going to do to get what I want. I'm going to get what I want kind of card. When this comes out in the reverse, this is talking about truth being revealed, confessions, things of that nature. So you might have, whether it be from this person or this has already happened, or this is something you're going to find out. This is what's happening, okay? The truth is being revealed around this person, which is going to offer you an opportunity in a different situation, in a different direction, okay? And this is kind of crazy, the energy I'm getting from this, because I feel like not only does this affect you in the heart space, but this is affecting your money at the same time. So I mean, it's not none of my business. As long as it resonates to you, that's all that matters. All right. And that's what's leading to a lot of confusion. It resonates. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Just trust that all of this stuff coming to light is going to open a door. Even though it's not going to feel good, nor are you going to really be able to recognize it in the beginning with this moon card. Our moon symbolizes things of confusion, frustration, unseen, big high emotions. You know what I mean? Like, think about like full moon energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, the crazies come out. That's what they say. That's because the moon affects our tides, affects the waters in our bodies, same kind of thing. But that's what's going on right now. We have a full moon coming up, actually. Don't we? Ooh, I'm a bad witch. I don't remember my moons. I'm pretty sure we do.
We'll find
Wasn't
out.
there like a Halloween? Wasn't there like a Halloween one or something, like the big one during Halloween?
We had a new moon in Scorpio on Halloween, which jumped off brand new beginnings. And then it extended into 11/1, November 1st, which is the 111 portal. So if you're seeing triple ones everywhere, that's another sign in synchronicity that you're starting a new beginning and that you're on the right path. Just keep going. You know what I mean? Every time I see triple ones, I hear the song, just keep swimming in my head. Like, you know what I mean? So like, that's what I tell everybody. Just keep going. I just dropped my earbud out of my ear. But anyways, darling, yeah, these are going to lead to new opportunities. It is going to take some time to manifest and to really cultivate an actual, like, solid, what you want to call it, Where's the card that I had? I dropped it and then I shuffled it into the deck before I could read it to you. But it's the Seven of Pentacles, and it's talking about having the patience to plant the seed and bear the fruit. Okay? You have to plant the seed, fertilize it, allow it to grow before you can actually get what's coming out of that. Okay? So this is just opening a door. Okay? This isn't going to actually hand you something tangible that you can walk away with. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? It's going to lead you to
Breaking up.
having that. Ooh, you froze for a minute there.
Right.
Did you hear me? Okay.
I did. I lost you for a hot sec. I'm back.
Well, luckily this is going to be reposted so we can go back and rewatch it in case you missed any of it. Because she's freezing.
All right, groovy.
All right. You're dealing with some stubborn, toxic energies right now in your life. Okay? That if you can find a way to break free from that toxicity, which honestly, a lot of it is a state of mind, it's going, and I'm going to get into that in a minute, it's going to actually impact your life in such a great way because you're going to be flushing away negative energy, which is holding up space for the flow of good shit to come. Okay. Energy work is a real thing. Like it's quite literal. When you pour water into a cup, you know, you need to cycle through or dump out more water in order to add more into it. Okay. So if you're filling all that water up with crappy, icky, maggoty, stagnant water, you know what I'm saying? You have no room for any clean water to come in without flushing out that nasty water first. So this is what the spirit wants you to do. With this devil card, okay, that's that toxicity. When I say this is a state of mind, I don't know if you can really see the detail very well, but one of these ladies is looking at the devil and the other one is looking away. So the one who is looking at the devil is the one who is still caught up in the toxic cycle. The one who is looking away is the one who has recognized the toxic cycle and understands, oh, I have a choice. I don't have to participate in this toxic cycle any longer. So once you become aware of the problem, it's now a choice. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not just a cycle. So it comes now time for you to break certain ties with these stubborn ass people. Okay? And I mean, these are people who can't change you can't change their mind. And it's because changing their mind means admitting that they were once wrong. And that's not okay. That's a super ego bruiser. And we don't want that. Or they don't want that. But once you break free of those ties, you're going to be able to have a lot more forward movement. And like this is that feeling left out in the cold, broke, you know, being left behind by whatever, industry, religion. You can envision that building to be whatever it is that you want it to be. Okay? When it's come out in the reverse, it's meaning that all that blood, sweat, and tears that you put into all of that is coming out, is coming back to you. Okay? You're finally going to be paid off for all of that crap. But it's going to take time. All of this hard work that you've gone through is going to take time. Sometimes you have to, I don't know if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, but sometimes you have to go through the darkness to see the light. Okay? And this is what's happening right now. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You just got to get close enough to the end of the tunnel to see it right now. All right, I promise you. So this ties right back into those first cards we pulled, to having faith and being connected with the divine and following and looking inward, okay, because this is where it's dark. We're looking inward now. What do I like? Who am I? Do you understand what I'm saying? Find out who you are, what those passions are. That takes exploration and that takes time. Okay? And as long as you're living in the now and living in the moment, you have all the time in the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay.
I do.
So one more thing.
Yeah.
You are very intuitive. Okay. And I don't know if eyes significant, like if maybe you've been seeing lots of just random eyes everywhere, like odd pictures like that, quite literally. Okay. This is because they're wanting you to really focus on this one right here. That's why you're only seeing the one eye at a time. Okay, because we have three. The one that's right here, I'm not trying to flip you off. I just realized that. I'm sorry. The one that's right here, okay, is the one that sees not only within but also without. Okay, as above, so below concept. Okay, um, purple is a good color to help you balance that. Um, but meditation, honey, like I can't stress hard enough. Meditation, find a comfortable spot for you. And it's not about clearing your mind, but gaining focus. Okay. So you can receive beyond that reception open up that reception because you got the beacon, man. You got the light. Like you got this connection. I'm getting chills. It's a very strong one too, but we're so with life sucks, all right? And so when we're participating in all of that, you've kind of separated yourself from that, from all of this. Does that make sense? So, not to add
Very
more onto your plate, but balance, you know?
yeah.
So, exploring your spirituality, exploring more about who you are, which is part of, exploring your spirituality is part of that self exploration, you know, and doing that meditation so you can open up and just whatever changes are happening around you, as much as it sucks, allow it to happen.
Mm.
You
Bam.
know, holy shit. Excuse my
Right?
language. The hell
Bam.
is going on?
Bam.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much. You are very, very gifted. Very gifted. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
So Sarah, like I said, used to work with me. Sarah, I tried. Sarah was supposed to come with us the night that we went to Varnum, the afternoon we went to Varnum with you and Sarah Gagney. I I met this girl at work, and I'm like, oh, you got to investigate with me. You got to come out. You got to there's some vibe. There's that vibe that there's something about this girl that I think you'd be open to this stuff. And she told me ghost stories about her growing up. So I'm like, you definitely got to get out with me a little bit more and explore this a little bit more. There's definitely something trapped in there. Kim, our first guest, texted me a 3-paragraph response how awesome you are. She believes it was her cat. When she lived in a house, she grew up on Vivian Street in Cumberland. It died when my father-in-law tried to put it in a crate. It had a heart attack. They only had it for a few years, but it was bright, big, and fluffy. Like you hit so many points for her. So that was just pretty awesome for her. And from what I know of Sarah, that was pretty good with Sarah. So our next guest that you'll be reading, I don't know her at all. She comes to me from another medium, Deb Perillo Brown. Deb's done investigations with me in the past. She's done spiritual stuff. She's a wicked cool lady. She's like, I just have too much of a connection with this woman, so I need to set her up with the medium. I'm like, hey, funnily that you ask, I'm actually having a show, blah, blah, blah. So here she is. Her name is Susan, and I'm going to step out for a second. You guys have about 15, 20 minutes. I'll let you know. Welcome to the show. Susan, here you go.
Hello.
Can't hear you. Susan, we can't hear you. Susan, we can't hear you, Susan.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now, Susan.
I can hear you now. Good.
Okay,
Awesome.
I got it. Oops, I can't hear you. All right, I got it. Sorry. I still can't.
Are you okay? You got it?
Yeah. Yes, I got it. You can hear me.
Awesome.
All right.
All right. So are you looking to hear from or about something specific right now, or do you want me just to see what Spirit's got to say for you?
What Spirit has to say.
All right. Let's see. Okay. So first off, I have a masculine energy coming through. Okay. This guy is giving me like big burly teddy bear vibes, honestly. Okay. Like he's a bigger gentleman. I wouldn't say fat, but just a bigger gentleman. Like he could have played football. Like he's a big dude. Okay. And he's got some facial hair and dark facial hair, and he's really, really awesome. Like very, very charming, very nice, very polite. Okay. So he's coming through with our Nine of Cups, our Hierophant, and the Lovers in the reverse. So there's this idea, okay, of what we need to be content, of what we need to be happy. And what's coming through is that we have choices, okay? Because you have the opportunity to be happy and have everything you've ever asked for. I mean, like, you have a lot already to be happy for and to appreciate, right? Like, this is what this card symbolizes. This is our wish fulfillment, our dreams come true, happiness, and understanding. And with this Hierophant, this speaks of tradition. This speaks of, societal norm. What society thinks you should, you have it. You got the family, you got the house, you got everything society says you should have to be happy. Okay? But yet, for some reason, we don't really feel all that happy. Does that make sense? And
Yeah.
we have we have the Lovers in the reverse. Yes, this could be love, but the Lovers is also a choice because we have choices in our relationships always. You can choose to engage, you can choose not to engage. But I do feel like whatever the situation is revolving around, you very once, very, 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 just as these snakes are tied in to one another, very again, whether this is a person or you and your involvement in a situation, you're very emotionally intertwined. That's the word I was looking for. And whatever that was, it didn't go the way that you wanted it to go. Okay? There were some endings here. This came out upside down. There were some endings here that were very unpleasant and very difficult to move forward from. Okay, but you're moving forward from them. Okay? But I feel like as we're moving forward from those issues, we have new stressors that are arising, and you're feeling like you kind of can't get a break from the stressors. So it's hard to get into that positive state of mind where you can appreciate the things that you have going on around you. At least this is the vibe that spirit is giving me right now. Okay, does this make sense to you?
Yes, a little.
All right, can we stop dropping them on the floor, please? So I have a Knight of Wands and we have the Death card. I feel like there was something that we were really pursuing very passionately, and then all of a sudden we stopped. When, again, a person or something, okay, a job, a something, whatever it was, we were pursuing something very passionately with this Knight of Wands. It was very exciting, moved very quickly, okay, and then it stopped. And then it changed, all right, which isn't a bad thing because whatever that was, it needed to stop, it needed to change, it needed to end because when endings happen, we have some new beginnings blossoming, okay? And with that sun rising in the back here, like this ending is leading to that sunrise, is leading to that new beginning. But I feel like this is a perception thing. I feel like we're having a very difficult time accepting that whatever this was is positive that it happened. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like whatever this was, we're still hanging on to the fact that it ended rather than the results of what could be from this ending. Okay. I do have a King of Swords here. This is some masculine energy who is very smart, very intellectual. Okay. Um, Sometimes they can use that smartness to like not to their advantage. okay, and can come across as condescending, slightly manipulative at times, but they're also very charming, okay, very respectful, okay. Um, you can tell a lot by a person by the way that they treat wait staff. I don't know why Spirit is telling me to bring that up to you, but like we're gonna bring that up. Okay, you could tell a lot by a person by the way that they treat the people who serve them, hospitality workers and things like that. So when it came to this person, I'm not sure if you paid attention to those types of things or what have you, or why that's standing out, but I hope it resonates for you. Something else that they want me to bring up for you here is these butterflies, okay? So where is it on here? We have the butterfly here and then the butterfly here, which are signs and symbols of transformation, okay? And I feel like that's something that this person could do. They can transform and almost become a different person in a different situation so they can better adapt. Okay, this was a survival method for this person from very young age. Okay, um, they really want you to be able to move forward
Mhm.
from the situation. Okay, moving on, moving forward, leaving these things behind you. Because when you leave this behind, you're not bringing too more than you need on that boat. That boat's not going to be too heavy. You know what I'm saying? And when you get to your new destination, you're going to start off with the least amount on your back. Because when you're traveling, you want to travel light. You know what I'm saying? We have this 10 of Cups as our bottom of the deck energy. That's like what would make you the happiest. Like picture yourself in your most happiest environment, feeling the most happiest and emotionally fulfilled. Who's around you? Where are you? What are you doing? Who are you? Right? That's what this is. So there's a lot that gets to this. People just don't have this. And I feel like you wanted this with that person or in this different situation, but a spirit is saying to me that if in order for you to get this, one, you may have to do some redefining as to what this is, and two, you need to leave certain things behind. You need to allow certain things to end. And I'm feeling right here like we don't want to do that. Like
Mhm.
this is a choice. Like this is a choice, and that comes back to that Lovers in the reverse. It's a choice you have to make. You want to be happy, but you're choosing the route that's going to keep you in this state of unhappiness. Okay. Um, do you have any questions before I pull any other cards for you?
Um, I, is there anybody around me? Um, like,
Well, I still have that gentleman coming through. That masculine energy. He's a, he's giving me Jason Kelsey vibes. Do you know who that is?
yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
he's giving me Jason Kelsey vibes. Or doesn't look exactly like him, but
yeah,
similar height, similar kind of big boy build, facial hair and everything. Even got some grays. You know what I'm saying? Um, and he's the one that's coming through for you right now at this time.
um,
So I don't know if this is me. There we go. It is me. I don't know why it's doing that. It's driving me up a wall.
can I come right out and ask you like things? Or I can?
Yeah, yeah.
I lost my son. My son passed away.
Oh, I'm
And
so sorry.
thank you. Um, he kind of, I don't know, that male figure you were describing could be like him in a way, but I'm not sure. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, no, I
Yes,
got it.
I would describe him as like a very teddy bear like person. Okay, he is a nurturing, kind-hearted individual. Okay, people who don't know him might be a little intimidated by his size, or by just by him, right? But he's really, really nice, charming individual, and he's smart and he's funny. He likes to tell jokes. They almost kind of remind me of like dad
That's him.
jokes.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, and he wants to talk. He's bringing up things like Christmas time. Um, oh, I don't know if like there was this one Christmas that he got him something. I don't know if it was like a video game or because you know what he's bringing up to me a memory of my own. Okay, of when my parents bought myself, my brother, and my sister the Super Nintendo, like way back in the day.
Mhm.
And my brother, being the super gaming kid, was so excited, and he was like, "Oh my god, it's a Super Nintendo!" And he started freaking out. And this like became a story that we just told every year. You know what I mean? Just because his reaction was so big. So like he's bringing up like a time where you gave him something or there's something that you guys talk about where he was just reacting so big and you tell this story time and time and time again and it's his favorite story. Does that make sense to you? It doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas or about a video game. It's just you telling a story about him and it's his favorite story that you tell.
Oh, that's funny because we just told a story. My daughter gave me a ride to go get his car actually at the garage, and um, I forgot what I was going to say. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. You don't have to tell me the story just as long as it resonates to you.
Mm.
Okay. And just
Oh,
know like
I remember
he was
now.
listening.
He was with.
Yeah, he was listening.
Does Rockstar is Rockstar involved in it at all?
Oh,
I was curious.
he's laughing, so I'm gonna go with a yes on that. Uh,
Mm.
he's laughing. He's having a really good time. Did he wear like a lot of white t-shirts?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
he's like I'm in my crisp white t-shirt, you know. He's all like feeling like all good about himself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Um, but yeah, he just wanted to say that he's there when you tell the stories about him. Um, I don't know if this is a story you told multiple times, but he's saying it's his favorite. All right, which is
Um,
why I think he
What
was playing
story?
for me that
I
in my
think it's
head.
the Rockstar. We were just talking about Rockstar in the car. He
the
won
Red
a
Bull.
tournament for the
The
Rhode
Red
Island
Bull.
like a base like national thing. Like it was a big thing. We gave him a Rockstar.
No,
As-
Red Bull.
Of
That was the Red Bull shirt
all
I
right.
wear.
But everybody was calling him Rockstar. Like, it was just funny, and most parents don't do that. And no, I don't normally do that, but we need to win the game, and we did.
Was he like bouncing around and like super excited and kind of like jumping around all a little crazy in this
Yeah.
story?
Yeah,
Okay, so
everybody
that
was. They were carrying them, and
so
he
that
won
makes a
the
lot of
game.
sense.
He
Oh,
won the
that's so
game.
awesome.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense as to why he told me this. He showed me the story that he showed me because that emblem it represented the excitement, the amount of excitement that my brother showed was the amount of excitement that he was feeling as a child, or when he was experiencing this, however old he was. But like this was a story that you guys told, and it was one of his favorite times. So he was there when you guys told that. He was super excited about that. Um, he's just he's just so happy. he was happy. He wanted you to know that he was so very happy.
Hmm.
Like as a little kid, he was so very happy. Does that make sense?
Yes, I definitely believe that. Absolutely. They had a good life.
Okay. And that's something he wants to acknowledge, and he keeps wanting me to tell you thank you. You know what I mean? Like he wants to show you appreciation and love and honor, and he wants you to understand, like he sends you signs and synchronicities in different ways throughout the day so that you know that he's there, right? Lots of different numbers and birds, I feel like. And excuse me. And I don't know if there was like a song. Um, I don't know if it's Mariah Carey or what it is because I don't know why she's coming to mind. But there is a song that comes on the radio often, especially when you think about him. And just know that when you hear this song and you think of him, and you, especially when it brings up that emotional response, that's for you. He's playing that song for you. Okay? Does this resonate to either of you? Because I feel like this might resonate to the girl sitting next to you rather than you.
That's his sister. That's my daughter.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
his
I feel like
sister.
this would resonate more with you, honey, than it would
That's
with your
Haley.
mom, Haley. Does that make
Um,
sense to you?
I don't really listen to the radio. It's
in
always
the
my
car.
playlist.
No,
Okay.
she's saying with Nick.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but
Just at random times, you'll be listening to wherever you. I just say the radio because I'm 38. I'm a millennial. That's what we used to do, you know. But wherever
yeah,
you
I'll go.
listen to your music from, you a song comes on, and every time it comes on, you're just like, oh, it's him. You know it's
That
him.
happened on the
You
way home
feel
from
it.
school.
Okay. He played that for you. Okay. He wants you to know. Okay. Um,
Mm.
and I feel like there's something coming up. I don't know if it's like a dance or something big at school or something that's happening. Okay. He's super excited about, right? He wants you to know that he's going to be there with you when you go or when you're doing this. Okay. Pictures. You know what I'm saying? When you take pictures, he's going to be in the pictures. So I would put money on that you would probably find like little what would look like flecks of dust or whatever in those pictures once
That's
developed,
cool.
depending on the camera that you use, filters and whatnot. But yeah, he's going to be there. Like he's showing me like him posing in with the pictures, okay? Um,
Photo bomb.
yes, total photo bomb, like absolutely
That's
bunny ears and
yes.
everything, super excited. Like he's excited to go through these things with you. Okay. Even though you don't feel him there in the physical, he's not gone. He's still there as far as he's concerned. He's still going throughout his days as though he's there with you.
Well, his room's still there.
You give him that space. He's not going anywhere.
Really?
He's like, I'm
I didn't
never
know
moving
that.
out.
We go in there. We go on the
Uh,
computer and stuff. I mean, we wear his clothes.
oh yeah. As long as you honor, even if you don't, right? This he's still gonna live on, but like
Yeah.
every time you honor him like that just adds more to his energy to be around you more. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like that's
It
more inviting
helps.
for him to stay. Absolutely.
Cool.
Like he's like understand like he's crossed over. He's choosing to be where he's at. He's not stuck anywhere or anything like that. He's choosing to be around you guys. Number one, he knows you need him. Like he's like I need to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's his, he feels like you guys are a part of his responsibility, if that makes sense. He, I'm not sure. He's showing me ice cream or why that's significant. More specifically, like, like a 3 scoop ice cream cone. Okay, so I don't know how that's significant to
Shakes.
you.
His shape.
He'd use
Yeah,
all the
okay.
ice cream to make milkshakes.
Oh,
I'm talking a half a gallon. Half a gallon.
Oh, it's already got half gallon.
Yeah,
whole
the half a
carton.
gallon
Oh
of the
my
ice
God.
cream and make a
Yeah.
shake.
Yeah, so he's laughing about that. He wanted to bring it, so he's just bringing up different memories and different things to share with you guys. Talking about this stuff is simultaneously healing and honoring him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
So
do.
it's keeping him around. So, like, the more you do it, the more it's going to feel better inside, and the more it's going to be easier with time. I mean, it never goes away. The pain of loss never goes away. I'm not going to sugarcoat that, but it's going to get easier with time. You know what I mean? Especially once you come to true acceptance of what is. Does that make sense?
I don't know if I agree. I just know it's a difficult road to navigate, and I think you just learn your new life because your
Exactly.
life's never going to be the same. So it's like,
Yeah, you're
what
right.
now? Mm.
Exactly. But what he wants you to do is focus in a positive way. He wants you to look at what could be, instead of what could have been.
mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
He doesn't want you to be holding yourself back from happiness and joy
Oh, like with the
because
cars.
What?
he wants you to move forward. He wants you to leave this behind, but still honor. You can still, and he's still here. You can still have him be a part of your daily life in your own way, but emotionally come to an acceptance so you can be happy because he really just wants you to be happy
I
at the
know
end of the
that,
day.
but he has no idea how it is for me.
I could never, I'm a mom. I could never. I could never try. I could never. I have no idea what it feels like to be you. I don't wish that on my worst enemy, and I feel so, so, so sorry for your loss because I
Thank
couldn't
you.
imagine losing a child ever. I
Nobody
couldn't
should
imagine
have
losing.
to.
Nobody should. No, nobody.
No,
No parent
nobody
should have
should.
to go through that.
And
No,
there's too
and
many
so
people in my
I can
situation.
understand. Oh yeah, and I can definitely understand like when it comes from somebody like me who's never experienced your kind of grief. For me to say what I'm saying, so I can totally understand you just being like, yeah, okay,
No,
but
I
this
know
isn't
it's
coming
interesting.
from me. All right, and I want you to understand that I am just the middle person. Me as a
Mhm.
mom, I'm so sorry for your loss. Me as the
Thank
middle
you.
person, he just wants you to be happy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ladies, we're just about at that time. Actually, we've been at that time for a while. I just wanted to let you guys.
Sorry.
That's absolutely beautiful. Susan, let me just say I don't know you at all. But I can somewhat understand what you're going through. I lost my wife 5 years
I'm
ago. I
sorry.
was I was 39. She was 43. She died suddenly. It was completely unexpected. It's never easy whether it's expected or
No.
it's not. It sucks. It completely changes you. I couldn't
Yes.
imagine losing a child. It was difficult enough to lose a wife. We never had any children. Um, she was like my entire world. She was my soulmate, and she left this earth. Uh, it was just what allowed me to move on as a grieving husband, as a grieving soul, was to see people like this, Kristina next to me. I've seen
Yeah.
tremendous amount of mediums, and not every one of them has been like 100% like, but there's been so many of them that have been like said such personal things to me that touched me, that made me think, that like made me knew that was my wife, that was nobody else but my wife talking to me through this
I know.
person, through this tool, through this medium. It's incredibly uplifting to be able to like and let me say to you, just talk to him, just say, hey, are you still here? I need a sign, I need something. I've done it a dozen times, and
Oh,
a
I
dozen
talk to him
times.
all the time. I'm asking him all the time. I'm in your car. What do I do? Because
Right,
I have
right.
his car.
I get
it's-
answers. I'm not saying that you're going to, but I have. And as a grieving husband, embracing the spirituality, embracing stuff like this, it's made it tremendously more easier to grieve and to get through an incredible loss. So my heart breaks for you. It goes out to you. So I'm
Thank
glad you
you.
could be a part of this. I hope this helped you at least a little bit. And if not,
Yes.
I could recommend so many other amazing mediums like Kristina who could hopefully tap that for you and be able to give you a little bit better peace of mind. So I thank you for coming
Yes.
on tonight's show.
Thank you
Susan,
very much for having
all
me.
right. Tune in. Well, I try and have a medium on at least once a month to do these readings. So if you're still interested, maybe come on another time and we can hook you up with somebody else. I not that Christina's not the bomb, but yeah.
She's wonderful.
She's her
Well,
link tree her link tree site's been running on the whole show. Anybody who's interested in tarot card reading, energy work, Reiki, she does amazing stuff. I had a reading with her. She was spot on with like holy shit with everything. I've had
Neat.
people messaging me all night. So follow her. Just talk to her, hook up with her, do what you got to do. Hook up with anybody. Whatever gives you a peace of mind, lady. It sucks. I'm not going to
Yes.
say it's easy at all, and my heart goes with you. But thanks for being on tonight's show.
Thank you, and I'm
Have a good
sorry
night,
for your
Susan.
loss.
Thank you. So yeah, I keep getting messages from people that the other two ladies. It's like, oh my God, there's this. Oh my God, there's that. She said this, and now this is. Yeah, it's gonna keep coming. It's gonna keep hitting you in the face, and shit keeps happening. It's like, wow, that lady knew what she was talking about. All right. So that was like the time was up a little bit. But we had a person drop out, so I had a little bit of extra time to play with. And I figure, what better time than a woman who lost her son?
Yeah.
It was good to fill in. Our next two guests, they come from the same. I think they're just gonna pass the phone over from one to the other. But our first one, is it gonna be? Which one is it gonna be? He's going back and forth. I don't know which one it's gonna be. All right, it's gonna be him. So our first one, he's a lovely gentleman. I had the absolute privilege of working with this man. He's a good friend of mine. He's been on a few times, different mediums. The last one was like kind of vague. I told him, I'm like, John, this girl, she's the shit. She's the shit. She knows her stuff. So come on tonight if you're gonna come on. And here he is, my good friend John. John, welcome to the show. Oh, you got unmute your mic, John.
Yep, I got you. Hi.
Oh, there we go. All right, go ahead.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, I am. My beautiful girlfriend to the side of me says I look naked. I may be, but that shouldn't make you feel uncomfortable. Everything.
I'm okay.
Good.
All right. So, do you have anything specific you want to hear about? Or just whatever spirit wants to say?
Well, I'd like to hear from my I always go back to my grandmother and grandfather and my uncle Donald, and I just hope that I'm like someone that they can be proud of. I've been through a lot, and I put people through a lot, and I've got a lot of things that I'm really happy for, and I'm very blessed. But I've gone through what I see and my perspective of life. I've gone through some pretty tremendous things. I'm just really happy that I'm here. That's all.
So, first off, I want to mention that we have somebody here that is calling you baby in a different language. I don't know what the language is, but I feel like this is a sign. I know they're saying baby because they're showing me baby. All right. So I feel like this is a sign of endearment, as though this is like, is this me or you guys? I'm sorry. I'm feeling like I'm hearing a little bit of feedback, and I can't tell if that's me. All right. I'm sorry, but anyways.
It's John. I just muted him, and I'll unmute him when need be. Go ahead.
All right. So what I have coming through right now is the spirit is quite literally showing me baby, but they're saying, but not in English. I don't speak any other languages, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. So sorry. But yeah, so I feel like this is a sign of endearment, something that somebody would have called you, maybe like when you were young or something of that nature. Okay. Or maybe this is something that you use to call someone else as a sign of endearment. However that resonates, but like they're saying, I don't know the word.
I
It's
can't
in a
really.
different language.
I mean, my grandmother spoke French, but I mean,
Okay,
I
so
knew my
okay.
grandmother quite well. I don't think I ever remember her saying baby to me, but
Or did she ever refer to you as call you something that's like a sign of endearment in a different language, whether it's baby
well, I had
specifically?
my friend's mother used to call me like endearing names. I don't know what they were, but they were endearing. They were sweet. She thought I was a little crazy, but that's okay. Yep.
All right. Well, this is who's coming through. They are calling you signs of endearment in a different language. I don't know much more than that. I do feel like this person had dark hair. Okay. Actually, quite honestly, if you take a look at this card, they're pointing specifically to the way her hair is on this card, how it's got dark, but with like the silvery highlights like that.
Yeah,
Like
I
this
do see
person
that.
had
Yeah.
really dark hair with some highlights in it. Okay. But I'm gonna get into reading what these cards say for you real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles, and then we also have our Two of Cups, and we're going to start here. This is talking about appreciating what you have. Okay, you've built and you've put effort towards yourself and the things that you have. Okay, you've surrounded yourself with good people. You've made yourself some money, or at least a healthy bank account, whatever, however that looks to you. Okay, you've gotten yourself in a position where you can be proud of yourself. Okay, and I think this is where it really needs to be stated with some importance. It's that you should be proud of yourself, regardless of whether or not other people are proud of you, because you have reason to be proud of yourself, and you know that. Okay, now whether recent or new, we have a coming together. Okay. This can be a signing of a contract, or this can be that new beautiful girlfriend you got sitting next to you. However it resonates. But this is that coming together as a result of all the work that you've put in and all the things that you can be proud of. Okay. And even if it's not, again, the person, I do feel like there is going to be a deal made, an agreement. Does this make sense to you? Quite literally a signing of a contract. Okay.
Yeah.
I do feel like um, there are going to be some terms that you're going to be quite stuck on. Okay. You're going to be very hell bent on certain things. And I don't know why hell bent is the word we're going here, but I feel like that phrase is significant. Okay. Because if you look at this card, we have all these other cups, right? The universe is even offering a real shiny one, but we're still crying over this one cup. Like we won't let that one cup go. Okay. We're being stubborn around certain things. The universe is saying, open your eyes, open your mind. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, we do have our Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. This is the feminine energy that likes to spend more money than what she makes. Now, I'm not going to talk about whether or not we're not talking gender. Feminine energy can be anything. Okay. But this is a feminine energy that likes to spend more than she makes. Okay. She's not very focused on her goal. And I feel like this person is slightly, I'll talk.
All right, so I can tell you this right now, and that is not my girlfriend.
No, no judgment here.
No. Listen.
I don't assume.
This is really interesting. So, my son, my 24-year-old son, is living with us. It's been what now? 4 months now, honey? Yeah, it's been 4 months, and he got out of the service, and he had nowhere to go, and he thought he was going to go to a certain place, and that fell apart. And he's been living with us, and he feels lost. He feels disconnected. He's
Okay.
not working. He's so he makes more. He spends more than what he makes. He makes nothing, and he goes without very little. Um, I take care of him. Brittany has been an incredible part in helping take care of him too, even though she just
That's awesome.
4.5 months ago. So I mean, this is, I'm very blessed. So yeah.
So with this situation, okay, the lovers comes out. And I think this is kind of funny that the lovers card came out rather than the two of cups. Not the two of cups, I'm sorry, the two of swords or the two of pentacles. All three of these cards mean choices in one way, shape, or form. Okay. So this is more so choices within your relationship. So you mentioned that this Queen of Pentacles fits more so your son, which can definitely fit in with this Lovers card because it can speak on our choices within our relationships. Doesn't have to be romantic. Okay. And this is a situation that you're very much emotionally intertwined with because this is your child. Okay. So you do have a choice to make. And I feel like the choice that you feel like is the right one, you don't want to make because there's this judgment and this doubt here. Okay. I feel like we're afraid of failing as a parent, which is a very valid fear. We're afraid of looking like, what are other people going to think? And then we're going to fear of our own personal, self judgments of based on your own experiences and the things that have happened to you in your life. You know what I mean? These are all thoughts and things kind of going through here. It's a lot. Does that make sense?
It really is. Yeah, it's very much.
That's
so.
why we have that judgment within, right? Because you're not really receiving judgment from other people, but yet you fear that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You're getting a lot of opinions from other people, but opinions are like assholes,
Everybody's got one. Nobody wants to look at it.
They all stink, right? So we have that Knight of Cups, which is our messenger. Okay. This is our messenger. So there's going to be some good news coming in soon, which is going to help in this situation. All right. You have a very nurturing individual coming through that just wants to like baby the shit out of your son. Okay.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Go ahead.
All right. This is a feminine energy that just really they just want to coddle and baby the crap out of your son. So they're telling you to like be patient and just keep hanging on, fighting the good fight. Eventually something good's going to happen. But something good is going to happen, right? We are going to have some cohesiveness and some working together, but it's not just going to be something that's going to just fall in. That's just going to happen. This is something that you're going to have to create by setting ground rules and boundaries. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is where the things are going to get a little frustrating and difficult, right? We have to be living in a state of reciprocity. To reciprocate. I can't say the damn word. Yeah, I can't.
Yes.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I'm like not saying the word right. But it's an even give and take. Okay, so when we are in a state of constant giving, our cup is empty. Okay. So what you need to do is set the boundaries and come to common ground with this person. Okay. It is going to be a little bit rough. I do feel like they're going through something
Oh yeah.
personally, a loss of some sorts,
Yeah.
whether you're aware or not, but they're going to use that as a crutch as long as you allow them to. They have to eventually heal themselves and move forward. I have no idea what this loss is or how long ago this happens, right? But like, this is always going to be that, oh, but this happened, and this is, you know what I'm saying? It's always going to be an excuse. I hate using that word, but for the lack of a better, okay? So this is your burden. This is your choice, man. You know, you have the choice. And there really is, no wrong answer. It's just the life experience that you want to have, I I feel like you got two different spirit energies giving off conflicting information based off of what they would have done in life.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So what I think you need to do is really weigh out your actual life situation. How are you going to find that balance between the two? Because it's not about what anybody else thinks but you. What can you live with at the end of the day? And how are you going to help this person grow
Right.
rather than keep them stagnant?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. And you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And that's where
Right.
boundaries come in.
Yep. Yep.
Any questions for me?
No. No. I'm
Okay.
very happy with my reading. Thank you so much.
Well, you're very welcome.
Thank you, John, for coming on. I'm gonna bounce you off. I'll bring you past the phone, whatever you do, and
Okay.
we'll bring your girl back in. Okay. So that was John Shea. He's one of my good friends. He's a nurse. I met him as a nurse at the Bridgewater State Hospital. We worked together. Now he works at the veteran hospital up there in Brockton. He's also I think he's like a 20-year veteran himself. Just a wonderful guy, father of 4, fantastic human being. We're gonna bring on his lovely girlfriend. Her name is John, apparently as well. I'm sure that's not her name, but that's what she's identifying as. And here she comes, John. Welcome
Hi,
back, John.
I'm Brittany.
Hi, Brittany. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. So did you want to hear about anything specific, or are we just going with whatever's coming out?
Let's just go with whatever.
All right. So they want me to use a different deck for you right now, okay? Because they want to talk about something very different with you. Okay. So we're gonna work on some communication a little bit. Okay. And I like the solar plexus energy. So the first 2 cards that came out, we have is sexuality. Okay. And the second one that came out is communication. All right. And I feel like what's going on is that we need, whether this is quite literally about your sexuality, all right, or just the way that you express yourself. Okay. But they want to talk about being in an energy where you feel open, you enjoy and feel beauty, okay, and really feel a certain type of way about yourself, okay, and not just and then when you feel this way about yourself, it's about sharing and expressing it with others. Does this make sense to you? And I feel like this is something that you may struggle with. Okay, you may struggle with somebody giving you compliments and telling you how beautiful you look and things of that nature. Ooh, you sexy thing, you, like, you probably like, no, stop, like you feel like kind of like a little off by that, like you just like you don't believe it. Other people can say what they say all they want, but somewhere in your core you don't believe it. And then maybe I feel like this comes back from way back when, teenage years, maybe the first few relationships you've had where you tried to express yourself in these types of ways and maybe they were knocked. You know what I'm saying? Something happened to make you feel like you couldn't believe these things about yourself. Something happened to make you feel like you couldn't express yourself authentically, truly, in those ways as well as others. Okay, because that's also why this throat chakra card came out with communication, right? It's difficult to talk about these kinds of things with other people, especially things like, your partners, right? Because that means having to identify with who that person was that got hurt in the first place, right? A lot of this comes down to our solar plexus chakra and that self esteem card here. I don't know if you're familiar with the chakras, but we're going to show you here. Okay. Everybody's got 7 chakras, 7 energy portals within their body. Okay. You have your root chakra that you sit. This is your sacral chakra. That's the orange. And then this is your solar plexus. Okay. That's right in your gut. So when they tell you you feel that gut feeling, okay, when you get nervous and all that fun stuff, it's right in that pit of your stomach. That's your solar plexus chakra. Okay. So like when you're not feeling confident and really vibe in that light, okay, you're not feeling pride in yourself, self-worth and self-love, your solar plexus is going to be off. And that's going to affect a lot of things. It's going to affect how you express yourself, whether or not you feel safe to express yourself. Okay, that's going to affect your confidence. It's going to affect your decision making. Okay, trusting. Okay, if you can't trust yourself, you can't trust others, and vice versa, right? Like this is how you feel. And Spirit is saying like there's so many different ways that you can work on this, but it all starts with making the choice to tackle the initial moment that got you feeling this way in the first place. Okay. And everybody's version of healing looks different, and everybody's timeline of healing is different. Okay. And Spirit is really wanting you to be able to move forward with healthy relationships with yourself as well as others. And it starts here. Okay, it starts with the healing. It starts with doing that inner child's work. Starts with doing that inner you work. The you work that you've kind of been running from for a very long time. Okay. Before I keep going, do you have any questions or anything like that?
Nope. What you're saying is making a lot of sense. So
Okay. I'm gonna let it go. It fell all the way over there. You can still hear me, right? An
yeah.
earbud fell out. All right, great. I don't know if the number's 3s and the number's 8s or the number 38, 83, or a combination thereof is significant to you, okay? Or if you've been seeing those numbers a lot, but Spirit is telling me it's significant to you, okay? So if you haven't noticed them, you're going to start noticing them because they are showing these to you to let you know that this is the time for you to be more open, okay? I also be open to receive, okay, to be in the state of receiving, okay, because the number 3 is that support from above, that support from Spirit, all right, guiding you through. The number 8 is that give and take. It's that what goes around comes around. You know what I'm saying? It's that good, positive, abundant energy coming in. So this is when you see those numbers, the numbers 3s and the numbers 8s together in any sequence. This is Spirit team telling you it's okay to be open and to receive and to let things in right now. We are guiding what's coming into your life. We're guiding it to you, and we're guiding it to you for a reason. So it's okay to relax. It's okay to live in the moment. It's okay to breathe. It's okay. Let it in. Let it happen. Stop trying to control it. Okay. Something else is that they want to talk about, okay? This card right here, we have that mind, and I love this card because you see how like it quite literally looks like a window in the forehead that's opening up right here. I feel like you're a very visual person, like you can see pictures in the mind. Is that right?
Yes.
Spirit is saying When those random pictures that make no sense to what's going on and what you're doing, that's them. That's them coming through saying, hey, listen to me. Pay attention to this. This is a sign. This image means something. Okay, this movie scene that's playing over and over and over and over again in your head, that means something. This one lyric to a song that you know all the words to, but it's just this one small portion playing on loop over and over and over again, that means something. Sit with it. You know what I'm saying? What does it mean to you? This is spirit communicating with you. You have these abilities. They want you to be more open, more receptive. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So let it in. Okay. Now, home, right? We've already got a little bit of insight based off of Homeboy's reading about what's going on. But nurturing the shelter in place, feeling safe in your homestead is important. Okay? Being grounded and feeling safe. Nest. It is okay to nest in this place. Okay? It is okay to call this place home. Okay? It is a safe place. And I feel like we have an inner child somewhere that really needs some of that nurturing, that really needs to be told and to be felt like it's okay to call this place home. It's okay. It's okay. Does that make sense to you? Because I don't know if like feeling at home was something you never was truly able to have, or how that is significant to you. But Spirit wants you to know, like, whatever's going on in the past is irrelevant. What's happening now is it's okay to be safe. It's okay to feel at home where you are. Okay? Changes are going to happen. But you're used to changes. Okay? You're adaptable. You've been through a lot, right? And you can predict them with this third eye energy. Okay? Again, with that open screen here, you can see these things happening before they happen. This isn't to scare you. This is to help you mentally and emotionally prepare, okay, for whatever it may be, to get excited or to put a guard. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So when you have these feelings, these visions, these emotions, you're not crazy. In spite of what other people may have said in the past, you are not crazy. All right? You just got to be honest with yourself about what's really happening around you. Stop writing them off as delusions. Stop, it's a wild imagination, or, you see those things out the corner of my eye. Oh, it was just my imagination. Just stop trying to rationalize and writing these things off. Okay? I think that's what I got for you, unless you have any questions.
No, thank you.
Okay. I'm out of breath.
Sorry.
I don't know why. I felt like I just had to keep going until I had nothing left. I don't know. Whew.
You just about hit the time mark anyway. So if we're all set with John and his I'm sorry. What was your name?
Brittany.
Brittany.
That was pretty incredible.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thanks
very
for coming
welcome.
on. John, it was good seeing you
Definitely.
again.
Nice
I'll
to
be in
see you
touch.
guys.
John, I'm drinking this wonderful beer, dude. It's so
Oh,
delicious. It's from
no,
Buffalo.
I have whiskey on the edge here.
Oh,
So,
good for you, dude.
yeah, I
Good
know.
for you.
I know. Next
All right.
time, buddy.
Next time.
Thank you so much, Kristina.
You're very
So
welcome.
much. Appreciate it. Yeah, and of course, Brittany says thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
It was a very nice reading. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. You're very welcome. Thanks for
Thanks,
coming in.
I've been getting messages all night long from both Kim and Sarah that how amazing you are, how important you are with this, with that. Everything you said was spot on. So, I mean, you kind of said everything. That's kind of put the cherry on top of the show, and that's about it. Who do you think's going to win tonight's election? If you had to use your third eye and think about it, who do you think's going to win?
All right. So my predictions for the election:
Mm-hmm.
Trump's going to call it. Harris is going to win it, and I feel like there's going to be there is going to be violence that's going to happen as a result of this.
Yeah.
I've been feeling that and saying that for quite some time, but I didn't want to make any videos or put it out there publicly because I don't want to add fear. I'm not
Right.
that fear mongering type of person, but I do want people to prepare themselves at the same time, that I don't think it's going to be anything too big local. We might see some stupid people around here, but I do feel like it's going to be more so in the bigger cities, in the bigger areas. We're going to see some people coming out. We're going to see some things
Yeah.
over the next few months.
It's-
And I'm not even going to say just tonight or in the next few days. Over the next few months, we're going to see some things as a result of this, all the way up until they actually take office. It's going to be crazy, but
Yeah.
we're going to get through it. This is going to be an excellent outcome, in my opinion.
Like last time, but that's what makes America great. That's what makes America America. The ability to choose which one we want, whether we like them or we don't. I honestly, I did eeny, meeny, miny, mo this evening. I didn't like either one of them, but it'd be groundbreaking to have a woman take the White House at the helm rather than at the side of. So I mean, whatever happens. America's still the greatest country in the world to live in, and especially when you can like tune into great podcasts like this and just listen to people like you, just blow people's minds. Like left and right. So I mean, I want to thank you again, Kristina. It's always a pleasure. It's always interesting. It's always amazing. Just
Thank you.
listen to you like blow other people away. It's not just myself. It's pretty cool. So I thank you for coming on tonight. Where can people see you? You got this event coming on in December? Let me run that really quick. You want to talk about that for a minute? What's that all about? What are you doing on the 13th of December? What's this?
I will be doing a tarot mediumship psychic events type of thing, You can come, have some drinks, participate in a raffle where we're going to raise money for a local charity. Maybe even do a wee bit. I have some crystals and some spiritual jewelry and stuff that you could purchase if you wanted to do that kind of thing for some Christmas shopping. But it's mostly going to be about, getting together, formulating connections, finding soul tribe. I'm going to be reading the room. I'm going to allow spirit to guide me around the room. We're going to sit down. If, just like what we did tonight, if someone comes through, I'm going to let you know who's coming through and how. If I feel drawn to pull a card, because that helps me, I'm going to pull a card. I'm going to start the night off with a Reiki circle. Participation is optional. Where we just going to stand in a circle, and I'm going to deliver Reiki to everybody so we can all cleanse and raise our vibrations and feel good at the beginning of the night. It's going to be a lot of fun. We did a sold out show in September, and it was fantastic. So I was like, let's do this again. It's going to be a lot. And it was on Friday the 13th. This one's going to be on Friday the 13th. Yeah, and the events were scheduled exactly 13 weeks apart. So 13 is the number of transformation, change, new beginnings, endings, and new beginnings. So I had to go for it.
It was my quarterback's number 13, and he never won a Super Bowl. But that's they had whatever. Dan Marino is
13 is the number of the feminine energy. So
he was a little feminine, but whatever. He's great. Again, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. People can check her out. If you guys got TikTok, if you got Facebook, if you got Instagram, this girl's all over it. She does daily card reading. They're absolutely amazing. Again, even if you're just like you're one of like 100 people watching this like reading, it could resonate to you, like she says. It could resonate to somebody else. Check her out. It's just like it's like oh, you check it out. You check the video. It's like oh that makes sense. That makes sense to me. I'm like I'm just gonna keep moving forward. Keep doing what I'm doing. I'm doing a good job. Or maybe it doesn't mean anything to you, and you just tune in the next day. I don't know, but
exactly.
Absolutely phenomenal stuff, Kristina. Thank you again for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I'm gonna just wrap it up there for Kristina Marie, Psychic Medium. This has been me, Buddy Thayer. It's been another edition of The Ghost and the Go. Tune in next week as we welcome. We're going back to the Haunted Museum. It's a Veterans Day special, so I'm taking He's you talked to you heard me talking about him running these crazy marathons, running these crazy ultra marathons. Guy ran 60 miles in like 17, 18 hours. He's going to try it again next year, God willing. He's maybe a lieutenant. He's a little bit, maybe somewhere between lieutenant and colonel. I know he's a 25-year Army veteran. He's going to be coming on, and he's going to be doing a tour of the Haunted Museum, showing off like really like awesome artifacts from his time served in Iraq. He's going to bring on a guest with him, and we're going to welcome back Coach Steve. Coach Steve is also a Navy veteran. Great guy, and we're going to talk sports, the paranormal, history, all that good stuff. Tune in next week for a live Veterans Day special. Until then, this has been Buddy Thayer, the Ghost and the Goat. Hope Bams comes back and joins us, but if not, we're still going to offer great programming. Tune in here to a Van Dam by the Road podcast. That's it. Good night.